Hey, everybody. It's me. I'm here with you again today. I have decided that I just really, really love like hanging out in this room and like talking to you guys and just being as real as I can possibly be. And it feels like I'm always in bed, but I'm really technically not. I'm always working, but I just feel the most comfortable here. And my new my new hat. If you guys haven't figured it out, I wear hats every day. And I love it because life is all about being comfortable, encouraging our children to be comfortable in their own skin, encouraging you to be comfortable in your own skin. If there's one thing that 2020 has taught us is that all of the overdoing it for the sake of overdoing it is just so not worth it. It's like embrace the simple things, love on the simple things. And from that, I'm going to build on my topic today, which is about building communities. And I have found that over this time, we had a lot of time to reflect. We had a lot of time to think things through. And even though a lot of turmoil took place over in 2020 and we transitioned now into 2021, one of the most beautiful things that I've been able to gather in this last year is a sense of community. It was hard fought. A lot of things came about to cause that need for this sense of community, right? But when you have a sense of community, it's like you're one, right? You have this group and you move in together and you have similar goals and you work together to build, right? It's all about building together. And the reason why I think this is so super important is because it teaches us how to collaborate and navigate our time here uh, in a way that feels cohesive and deeply connected. And I think that it's important that we share these principles with our children so that they can understand that, sometimes we get into like, I'll call them little tribes where we'll have only a few people, our closest friends, and that's it. And we shut off everybody else. But building a sense of community is even bigger than that. It's not just about those immediate closest to you friends. It's about building networks, right? And building out an environment whereby you have people like little nodes all over the globe you can work with. And Clubhouse kind of affords you to do that. And if those of you don't know about Clubhouse, it's currently only for iPhone users, but it's a really important application because it allows you to communicate with people from all over the place. And you really, really get deeply connected very quickly because you're talking to people. Like it's a dialogue. And the rooms tends, depending on which room you're in, it gets to be, sometimes you can have 1,000 people in a room, sometimes you can have 2 or 10 or 20 or 5,000. And I think now the new limit is like 8,000 people to a room. And those are obviously have different goals. But that's one of the things that communities have together. They have goals, they have initiatives that help further, sorry to mess up, my little comfy blanket on my foot fell off. Anyway, community building out, I think I lost my train of thought, but building out these mini communities helps people learn how to effectively run a mini society together, right? We learn how to appreciate our differences. We learn how to have a common goal and delegate who has the capacity to do their portion of the road to the goal and do the most effectively, right? And it teaches the mindset of no competition. Competition for what? It's about the community. It's not just about you. It's about building a framework that encourages and supports. And so that's the reason why I wanted to talk about it today, because I feel as though I've built a number of communities on Clubhouse, but in building those communities, I've also built deep friendships and deep networks, and everyone is kind of almost intertwined, and it just feels so different. It feels so cohesive, and that's what I want for our young people. But we have to model it ourselves first, right? And so in modeling it ourselves, our young people say, okay, well, it seems like it's working for them. Maybe it can work for us too. right? And so they're not just telling us to do something, they're actually living it and breathing it themselves. And so that's why I wanted to talk about building community. Have you worked on building your communities outside of your immediate relatives, outside of your current friends? Have you worked on building a community? A community that works towards a common goal. And that common goal can be based on so many different things. But I think that it's important that we start trying to look at the world differently. So the world that we see looks different. And with that, I'm going to say bye-bye, and I will see you again tomorrow. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you had an amazing day and are off to um, a potentially awesome year, right? Bye-bye.